Now, before Sunriver was a getaway for golfers and skiers and stargazers, it actually was a place where soldiers came to build bridges and blow things up.
World War II, Deschutes County actually is the site of the only training facility for combat engineers on the West Coast. Out of only 3 training facilities in the United States, one of them was here. The site along the Deschutes River was chosen in fall of 1942, and a very hastily built $4 million Army base was constructed, and the first group of trainees arrived in March of 1943.
Camp Abbot was named after General Henry Abbot, who was in charge of one of the expeditions for the Pacific Railroad Survey in 1855 that came through and in fact camped near what is Sunriver today.
Now, its main function was to train combat engineers. Those are the people that get the soldiers what they need and to where they need to go.
Primarily, one of their exercises was building and deconstructing temporary bridges. Only once they were there, they would be doing that under combat, in fire. So it was a very dangerous prospect that these engineers would be facing.
The area was chosen because it resembled the terrain they would encounter in Germany and Italy. When in full swing, the camp actually had its own newspaper and baseball team.
In fact, at one time, Camp Abbot had as many soldiers living in it as there were people living in Bend.
For Central Oregon, Bend, the city, had just a little over 10,000 population. Still a very small, isolated, spot in the middle of Oregon. And here comes the Army. They would rotate 10,000 troops through in a 17-week cycle. So 17 weeks, 10,000 troops, basically doubling the population of Bend, every 17 weeks.
With thousands of troops came a lot of people from a lot of different places and a lot of different backgrounds.
Something little old Central Oregon hadn't seen much of.
With Camp Abbot, we have the first recorded public celebration of Hanukkah and a rabbi present for Hanukkah that year. The segregation of the Army also comes to play, that you do have black engineers coming to Camp Abbot. So the USO, there's 2 segregated USOs in Bend for the support of troop entertainment on the weekends.
After D-Day, Camp Abbot was no longer needed, so most of the camp disappeared. The only 2 remaining memories are the officers' quarters apartments in Bend
and the Great Hall, which remains in use to this day.
A symbol that reminds us that what is now a place for rest and relaxation once housed people from all around the United States from every walk of life.
And heading into a firestorm that they couldn't even imagine.
These are replacement combat engineers. They're going off to someplace very scary. And so the community really did, rally around these groups of troops that were coming every 17 weeks. And the relationship that develops for a short, intense period of time between a military operation and the neighboring community is impactful.
For Central Oregon Daily News, I'm Scott Elness.